Welcome to KrakenQuest. Zeitgeist, the Gears of Revolution. I actually started right after that, so nobody heard our spooky, scary skeleton discussion, unfortunately. But
it is a national treasure, though.
Tonight we have with us playing Sir Jack.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'd like to announce my candidacy for President of the United States of America.
2032.
Not another one.
Miss Mina.
I feel like CNN needs another spot.
Got to get new apps for the.
Introduce yourself.
No, I'm trying to make you clean. Hi.
Miss Mina.
I'm Mina.
The illustrious Ilfari.
Yar! I be the best at Halloween. I can turn into a horse.
Is that related?
It's his costume.
Or a gorilla. Gorillas can get candy. They have hands with
If
thumbs.
you turn into a gorilla, you can shoot some footage in the woods and then get famous for discovering Bigfoot.
I think throw rocks at people.
And the
Being
one
oldie.
and the only Zeodor.
Hi. My name's Theodore too now.
Two?
Went down to the county courthouse and changed it up.
Last time on Zeitgeist, our constables thwarted a plot to incite civil war. Or, well, is it civil war? I guess it is.
War.
No, it's just war.
Regular war.
Yeah, but I mean, you were acting as in place of the military fighting against an agent of your own nation.
Multiple wars, let's just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thwarted that attempt. Learned a good bit about Mysterious Island and some of the political workings of their nation. And have spent their characters have spent a few weeks dealing with some of the what do you call it, outcomes of that adventure.
Repercussions? Fallout?
Fallout is the word I was looking for.
Medicate the cat.
That's for
No, he's done. But sorry.
Okay. Is like, is that what you're doing in your downtime? Or?
Mina spends 3 weeks medicating cat.
So yeah, it has been I think the thing said a couple, well, I think it was spring, the beginning of spring on the last adventure, and we're now going to be picking up at the beginning of summer. So yeah, it's been a little while. So I'm going to give you each a chance to kind of tell me what you've been doing in that meantime. What is it? A few months passed between this and the adventure. The next is what it says on the last one. Yeah.
Rethink things.
Oh, that's perfect, actually.
Who wants to go first?
Harder.
I was gonna say I will. Nina, for at least part of it, spends time in her dad's shop helping shop the shop, and also building a rifle.
A rifle.
Yep.
Ah.
She would also like to take what's his face out for a walk every now and then if he's allowed to leave.
Oh, Nathan Gier.
Nathan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not imprisoned, is he?
Well,
He's kinda.
like house arrest.
it's one of those things. I'm hoping because I'm a constable, they'll let me take him out for walks.
I never
'Cause
actually
what's he
showed you
gonna
his
do?
picture.
You did.
Okay,
I
I
think.
remember.
Anyway, I'd like to take
No,
Nathan out
I don't
for
remember
walks.
that guy.
He looks real
And-
suspicious.
Yeah.
He looks like he's like in a Nine Inch Nails cover band.
I was just gonna say he looks high.
I
Do you think there's
Stars,
anyone
man.
Do you think there's anyone in Nine Inch Nails cover band that isn't high?
I don't know. Maybe.
Alright.
And then lastly, at some point, she would like to honestly have everyone over for dinner.
Okay. What do you serve for dinner? Or does everyone accept the
I'm doing
invite, I
potlucks.
suppose?
Mina would absolutely be potluck style, so she only has to make like one thing.
How long has it been since we got back that you're doing this party?
At least 3 weeks.
Okay. We're gonna say it's been 30 days. I want to introduce Troubles.
Yeah, yep, okay, yeah. I'll let it be a full.
There were some
don't know
scheduling
what-
conflicts. You guys couldn't work out a date.
Kept pushing it back. Finally found a day where everyone could get together.
Quick, what kind of plant is shrub?
He's a fir.
James, what is
Also, what is Shrubbles?
So, Ilferi has requisitioned a Pot of Awakening, which after 30 days of keeping a plant in there and letting it grow, it becomes an awakened shrub. It is a plant that is totally sentient, has 10 int, and is going to make a lot of friends.
It has 10 int?
It is as
That's
smart as me after
hilarious.
all of my studying. 10 int, 10 wisdom, I think 8 charisma, and speaks primordial.
Well, I mean, you're like 5 weeks old, so that's appropriate.
So I said this before we had started the campaign, and I'm just gonna remind you that I'm enforcing it. The Dungeon Master's Guide has this neat table of special features for magic items.
Yay! I love these tables. There are 4 of them. They're my favorite thing in the book.
I remember you mentioning it. I forgot about it.
So the magic item that you requisitioned was actually a pot. Right? It was like a
Yeah, it is a pot for plants, for shrubs.
So the pot has like some it's like made of like a very dark clay, like almost black, and is kind of like warm to the touch when you receive it from the RHC quartermaster. But I mean, they've got just like storerooms, and you probably just imagine were looking through and what you were permitted to requisition and pulled it off of a shelf. Let's see. And when Shrubbles is fully grown, he has like pitch black leaves.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
No, can't be allowed to live.
He really thinks that Sonic would be better with a gun?
Yeah, totally. That's what everybody, every 12-year-old
Derek
thinks.
Burns him down. It's like, hey guys, can we push dinner back a month?
And every now and then when you go to like pick up or pet or whatever you do with to handle troubles, you get pricked with thorns that grow in
Not
him.
good at it.
No, he's not good.
You
at
got
hooks.
the edgy plant.
Yeah, you got a super edgy plant.
Okay, so his rake is probably piercing damage, not slashing damage. Not that he's ever going to rake anything.
Sure.
I hope not.
No,
Oh,
it's
God.
actually lecturing you about Rage Against the Machine damage.
All right.
Cool. Yeah, so Shrubbles has 10 int, 10 wisdom, 6 charisma, and is a black fern with thorns.
Cool.
Where do you put thorns on a fern?
Carefully.
Finds a way.
Does anyone else have an interesting item they requisitioned in the downtime?
Did you
Is
get it?
health potion an interesting item?
Yeah,
No.
health potions.
Health potions are not interesting.
Mina
Not the way I use them.
Mina requisitioned a feather token that gives her featherfall.
Okay. That's a consumable, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna bother doing it for consumables, but
You did it for the pot.
I still feel like.
all right. You know what?
Pot made something.
That's true.
And then I could just keep it, but I can't just go in and go, well, this is a consumable, so I'm gonna take this.
It's a giant feather
Okay.
from a very
Man, I didn't
large
even know
bird.
giants had feathers.
Hey, that feather looks familiar. Did you think of my house after my last molt? Look, I gotta get my summer feathers ready.
For some reason, the idea of a humanoid bird molting is really. I don't know why.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah. Young people birds is disgusting.
Ugh.
Like baby bird, but also a person shape.
All right. So what are
I can't play with you guys anymore.
what are you guys bringing? What are you guys bringing to Mina's
Still, like,
dinner
vomit
party?
in your mouth to feed you.
I don't know.
What are you guys bringing to Mina's dinner party?
Borscht.
So,
Beet soup. Got it.
I'm
Cold beet
bringing
Cold beet soup.
Yep.
an assortment of fresh, like nuts and berries and fruits.
Okay.
Fresh fruits.
some hard liquors from Parody Lakes districts.
Okay, maybe I didn't bring borscht so that one of us can have brought food.
I brought food.
Food.
I'm a vegetarian.
Mina would know that, and it would make you like. There's gonna be a really nice salad, and then there's also.
Oh yeah, that's what
be,
vegetarians love is salad.
Borscht is
Haven't you seen all those
vegetarian, I
pictures of
think.
ladies laughing at vegetarian dishes? Or
No, I'm saying there's like a really friggin' nice salad, and then I also made like and shit
Oh.
like that for the sides, and then I had meat and stuff, but I have it all like separated out, so you just like build
Ooh,
a giant
charcuterie?
bowl of whatever you want. Yeah. That's just that's like what I have laid out when they get there. That's not like the full.
Good.
But yeah.
Oh.
yeah, and I brought like a nice, just assorted fruits and veggies and like things that you could just eat raw. And then we have booze.
And Mina, do you still live with your dad, right?
I do. Yeah.
Is he shut up in his room for the night,
No,
or
Dad's drinking.
okay? What's he like?
I'm introducing him to all my friends. Cause it, not that I don't have friends, but it took Mina a while to like settle into doing any one thing where she had consistency in her life for any
She
long.
totally doesn't have.
Not true. I have at least one other contact in this city. That's not my dad.
Catherine, I hate to tell you this, but you, like my dad, need to learn that a business acquaintance is not a friend.
My dad never learned that.
So anyway,
Oh, Shrubbles bought a pot of dirt.
What?
I'm sorry. Did you? Oh, brought. I thought you said Shrubbles bought a pot of dirt, and I was like, wait, hold on. Does Shrubbles have a job? This is way more interesting than whatever we were doing.
Oh, Shrubbles will have a job. He was just born though.
I think Troubles is still screaming a little bit.
I gave this plant anxiety, alright?
Why would you do this?
oh my
I
god.
ruined a perfectly good plant and gave it anxiety.
If you wanted to invite Nathan, I think you'd be able to get him out of the
I would,
palace for a little
if
bit.
I could. if I could spring him for the evening. Because what's he gonna do in a house full of constables?
Not much.
Exactly. And then my dad's real good with guns, so not a constable, but yeah. Yeah, I would absolutely invite Nathan if you.
Yeah, he'll join. He'll bring some traditional Dinaran pastries that they're pretty well known for those. And he was able to pick up at a local bakery.
Oh, actually, I found a better plant given your description. I'm going to post it in.
Nope, it's
Chat.
a fern.
Well, no, I found a black fern. Kind of.
Sorry. I keep thinking about how I'm going to learn to draw so I can make a webcomic of being Shrubbles.
So, I would welcome everybody to my home. Welcome to the shop, or the apartment above the shop. This is my dad.
I had to.
Pleasure to meet you.
I didn't want to freeze. I'm not even wearing a coat.
You're now not frozen.
Oh, that's good.
And I would is Jack, Theodore, Bill Ferry, Nathan, and a all-moving plant.
This be Shrubbles. He was born today, and I told him to participate.
And Troubles.
I guess this is the first time you all are. I mean, I guess if you've seen him around the office, he's like had a potted plant next to his desk that's been growing for the past month.
It now walks.
Helper looks at Shrubbles like it's the new baby.
Say hello, Shrubbles.
Everybody gonna get a freaking pet in this?
We can.
Well, I was going to have a shadow friend, but that got taken away from me.
Wow, rude.
We were going to do Noob Saibot shit too. It was going to be.
I don't know how Shrubble sounds right now,
Okay.
but he says hello.
I think Shrubble sounds like Russell.
No,
Russell,
like he
Russell,
speaks.
Russell.
Yeah,
Oh,
but he's still learning.
that's rad as hell.
He's only a day old.
This plant is my favorite character.
Welcome back to Shrubbles and his amazing friends.
So yeah, you guys have a nice evening, good food, lots of booze apparently.
Even if Jack hadn't brought some, there would have been more than enough.
I have decided that I brought borscht and bellinis because I found out that apparently a bellini is caviar and a pancake, and that's amazing.
Yes.
Huh. So yeah, you guys have good times talking about all the paperwork that you're having to do and swap stories about stuff you'd had to handle up to this point. How long have each of you known each other?
I've pretty much known everyone since I joined the constabulary. I haven't really had much time here outside of that.
How long have you been with the constabulary?
6 months before our first mission, or before the first mission we played.
Yeah, so it probably makes sense. I think all of you are fairly recent recruits. So it makes, or Zeodore, I don't remember, you might have been part of the constabulary for a little bit longer.
If I have been, it hasn't been
Field work.
a lot longer. Yeah, and it hasn't been a lot longer. Like no more than like maybe a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've only been in the city for 13 years.
Right.
And I spent a lot of that time studying because I attended the
The battalion school or Pardway?
Both.
Oh, okay.
I attended Pardrite and then the battalion.
Okay. Cool.
Look who thinks he's her dad.
So yeah, it probably makes sense that you all probably met on the day that your team was formed. And you've been working together now for a couple months. Cool. So who else had something happen during their downtime?
I have a few things, but I have to get some. I am.
Quick question for I am making a rifle during my downtime too.
Oh yeah.
That I essentially the half price for components and then just the time to build it.
Yeah.
And I'm not in a rush, so I don't even know if I have to. Right.
Pull up your feet and craft. You're proficient in crafting firearm, quits time and money. Aid. You can craft target pistols, rifle carbines, rifled muskets by paying half their price of raw materials, then spending a day for every 5 of the total price of the item from scratch. Or you can take a normal firearm and a rifling kit, 25 gold, and make a DC 10 intelligence check.
That was the other thing. I wanted to make the rifle, and then I wanted to make my shittier pistol as good as my better pistol.
Okay. So yeah, the rifling kit is what upgrades your pistol.
Right.
Because you're basically adding a rifle to a rifle barrel. Not a rifle barrel, but a rifled barrel.
Yes, I know.
Rifle the barrel. Yeah.
To the
barrel with spiral grooves on the side.
To make my bullets go.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think. Yeah, so that's a DC 10 intelligence check.
Right. And 25 gold?
And 25 gold. And that just takes a day.
Yes. And then...
Did you want to go ahead and roll for that one now, for the pistol?
Hey! I rolled a 10 on the die, plus my intelligence. 11!
There you go. So you now have 2 target pistols.
Yes. Alright. And then what was the price of...
Price of a rifled carbine, I guess, is what you would want, is 300 gold.
So it would be 150 and...
300 divided by it. Yeah.
Right. So over the course of the several months.
Yep. And there's no check for that. Okay. So
nice and slow.
Yeah. Is this the first time you've made a gun on your own?
No, my target pistol is the first one I've made solo. But my dad was like looking over my shoulder and like telling me what to do. This time I told him to get the fuck out and I made it by myself.
Yeah. Awesome.
So like first one for me, because I've made several for the shop, but again, Dad's constantly checking my work.
Right. Cool. All right, who's next?
Okay. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, Fairy, go.
Okay. I have been studying the planets in a bit more detail beyond like my self-teaching in the libraries, and I don't really know like what sort of research places there are.
Yeah, so the Pardwhite University would also be a resource you could use. And like it's like not exclusive to like people that are attending. Like they've got libraries, they've got some professors on hand that you can talk with.
Yeah, so are there teachers that or professors that like not study? I guess they might also study it, but that like teach about the planets and like
Yeah, like there's a
their magical properties and stuff like that.
yeah, that's definitely something that you could kind of sit in on a couple classes, talk to the professor. Don't have a specific name, but if you wanted to,
Calgon.
if you wanted that to be one of your NPC contacts, then you can, flesh out that character more. But
Maybe it would be a third one, but I have the two that are like important already fleshed out.
that's fine.
Where was that again?
Hardright.
University.
It's
And
labeled
what-
on the city map.
It's in it's in the central district.
Oh, okay. I have a central district contact, but I'm willing to make another one because I've been studying for the past like 2 months.
Yeah, like there's no limit on your NPC contacts. Like,
okay.
like the thing I shared the other day that was like the I know a guy rule.
Mhm.
Like, if you have a NPC that could exist and makes sense for you to have known up to this point, then you have full control over
Okay. So I got
fleshing them out,
Professor of
essentially,
Astronomy
within reason.
at Hardright.
I'll also say that while Zeodor didn't study astronomy, you do know that Zeodor did study at Hardright.
Yeah,
So
so he could
recently-
help you make some introductions.
Oh yeah, and so did Mina.
Oh, like recently or
Yeah, Mina would have.
before I got here?
Mina would have been studying there for about 6 months before she joined the constabulary, and she was with the constabulary probably 2 or 3 months longer than you were.
Okay, not
Yeah.
during our downtime right now, but just in general.
No,
you've
she
both
did.
been there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Zeodor, it was years earlier, so Mina would be the more recent contact. Because Zeodor was there for a few years before he went over to the battalion.
Okay. And I learned a bit about magic.
Hmm.
I can now cast Detect Magic once a day and Prestidigitation, and I'm proficient in Arcana. And I have a 10 int now. That's the important part. I'm as smart as my shrub, eventually.
And that was all from the skill feat, right?
Arcanist feat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. All right, Jack.
Even though that doesn't feel very astronomy-like.
Well, in this world, it is.
So not long after the last mission, Jack finds Theodore probably, they safe to say, working on something.
Yeah, tinkering in wherever my workshop currently is. I'm messing with something or another that keeps kind of springing around on the workbench, and I have the glittering oil that I scooped up from the broken Denoran mech on my desk next to me.
Okay. I know. Can I come up to? Theodore, after mission and everything, I can't shake the feeling shit's only going to get worse from here. I think I need to start carrying a little more armor if I'm going to be on the front.
Makes sense.
Is there any way you could design me a shield that could act itself kind of onto like a bracer or my forearm, and then when I need it to kind of flip out and expand?
So it would hide in here, and
Yeah.
maybe a wrist motion to extend out. To
Something like that.
Maybe this big?
Yeah, it's mostly just kind of a buckler size. I don't need it.
Sure.
Just a
Yeah.
little extra protection.
I think I could do something with this. It will take some time. Gonna have to talk to some people. This mechanism I can do, but you need it to be sturdy as a shield. That I'm less experienced, but I think I can. I think I can get there.
I'd appreciate you giving it a shot. Okay, so there's that. And
What is he crying about?
he's a cat. He cries about things. Cat wants attention.
Typical.
And Jack is going to spend time probably working a few private cases for to live in the Nettles or the poorer areas of Parody Lake.
Okay.
Just kind of doing, reminding the underworld that Smiling Jack is still around. The constabulary. And do a little research into the serial killer in Parody Lake that's known as the Ragman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's actually been some more news of him in the headlines lately. The Ragman's grown more active and is believed to be responsible for 4 deaths over the course of 2 weeks. Flint police investigate, and an impoverished veteran claims he saw the same pattern of wounds on fellow soldiers in the last war. Is one of the things you read in the paper.
Right, so they'll probably kind of look into that. Not expecting to get too detailed.
Yeah.
Just that's what I think Jack's up to. And I can. No, yeah, that was my 3. Yeah, doing private cases, looking into the Ragman, and
Cool.
Theodore.
Sorry, I was doing some mic tests. Which, if I did them right, no one could hear.
Nope, didn't hear a thing.
Nope.
Perfect. All right, good. I was having some audio issues before, so I'm pretty sure I sorted them out. Okay. So there are. Hey, baby. So there are 2 primary things that Zeodor is going to do. One of them is that he's going to spend some time in the workshop, and he's going to work with some of the other people in there that he knows work on armor. And essentially, he's going to try. The idea is to learn how to make armor.
Okay.
So the rule I want to try to use for this is the Unearthed Arcana downtime rule for training.
Okay.
That lets a character gain a proficiency with a language or tool.
Oh yeah.
So what I want to try to do is use that to gain proficiency with the Armorer's Kit as a rationale for how Zeodor would be able to make the shield.
Okay. I like the sound of it.
So based on those rules, the training takes 10 weeks minus the number of minus my intelligence modifier.
Okay.
So it sounds like that would be 7 weeks. So it sounds like we have time for that.
Yeah.
And it costs me money. It costs me 700 gold pieces.
Okay, which I think you have still from your last stipend.
I believe so, yeah. So that is one section of it is learning to make armor. And then Also, making the shield. I assume Jack would supply the materials for the shield. Yeah.
Yeah, what would you need?
Cashy money.
I'm going to make it out of money.
Pure money.
I mean, Theodore would be able to give you a full. It would essentially be giving you a list, but it would be largely things like springs, connectors, bolts, and sheets of metal of a particular thickness.
Okay.
And then the other thing that I want to do is I want to do a scene with Mina. So at some point during the downtime, Zeodor would come to Mina. I need a favor.
Right? What
Can
kind
you
of favor?
come? I'm actually not sure yet. Can you come with me to Pine Island?
Sure.
On the way there, Zeodor would explain that they are going to meet one of Zeodor's old professors, Professor Emily Lafitte, who had who he has kept in touch with and sees occasionally, and who specifically requested that the next time he bring someone who knows how to use a gun. She didn't say
Alright.
what for.
Well,
Okay.
I do know that.
So they get to Professor Lafitte's office, and Theodore knocks on the door. Professor Lafitte, this is. She answers the door. This is Mina. You requested someone who knows how to use a gun.
I open my coat. I definitely have both my pistols on my hips.
Professor Lafitte has a very light accent and essentially pushes past both of us. Excellent, follow me. And leads us off to a small training room.
You know,
And-
would cock her eyebrow so hard at you at this moment. But she's going.
I am not sure yet. She said it was important somehow. I'm not sure. And as they get to the training room, Professor Lafitte instructs us to stand on different areas of the training room. You stand there, Theodore, you stand there. Now, your name was Mina? Shoot him.
Shoot. Theodore? Mina is going to make it look like she's aiming, but hopefully, like, aiming a little to the side.
No, aim at him. Theodore, it's your job not to get shot.
That's not really how guns work.
He's one of my students. He won't die that easy. Shoot him.
Are you sure?
No, but Professor Lafitte hasn't killed me yet.
She takes out both and unloads both at Theodore.
If you say so. Pow, 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 pow.
Not unloads, but like shot. 1, 2.
Anyway, I started blasted.
Theodore gets hit, and Professor Lafitte essentially tisks at him.
As soon as I see you get hit, I'm like, oh god, Theodore, are you okay? Are you okay?
It'll be fine. I go again. Zeodor, you're not trying hard enough. Think this through.
Block the bullets with your mind.
With no obstacles or anywhere to run, dodge this bullet.
Does he
And move
stand
fast
back
so
up?
you can react.
Oh yeah, no, he's still standing. Go again.
Theodore?
I trust the professor. He says, bleeding.
Pop, pop.
This time he manages to just get skimmed, but it still hurts.
Uh-huh.
The professor looks somewhat disappointed. Theodore, think it through. Don't get shot. Theodore stands back up one more time. I think I've got it.
I was just saying, if he got hit by my two guns four times, that's rubbish.
Well, he got the second time he managed to only get hit once.
Okay, so 16.
All right, I have 28 hit points. We're fine.
Now she's just like, if he's determined to get shot, she's gonna fucking shoot him and pop, pop.
This time, as you are raising your guns to aim, Zeodor rushes forward and slashes, pulls out his saber, slashes the sand beneath your feet and flicks it upwards, temporarily blinding you, causing you to miss.
Okay. What the fuck? Not what I signed up for.
The professor looks proudly at Zeodor, but says, well, it's pretty good, though I expected something more like this. And she leaps on top of Zeodor, jumps off of his head, and kicks one of the pots full of sand that has been suspended from the ceiling, causing it to rain sand in an area.
Theodore, you make just a little bit more sense to me now.
Theodore kind of looks up from where he was on the floor, very pleased. I hadn't imagined that when I scripted that, but anyway.
Sandstorm.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Just in case anybody out there didn't get that.
We were referencing a song of our youth.
So afterwards, Zeodor will get bandaged up, cause ow.
Yeah.
And then we'll take Mina out to lunch as a thank you for the favor.
For shooting me.
Kane, if this is the result, I will shoot you anytime.
It's complicated with Professor Lafitte. When I was in the military academy, some professors tended to coddle me, or at least in the eyes of some of the other students they did. And I tended to, well, let's say I gained a reputation for not taking well to that. When I came to Professor Lafitte's class, she, well, she asked for a volunteer, and it turned out the volunteer was... I don't know what's happening.
My cat!
The cat just sprinted into the room and then up the shelves towards his box or something.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I think he's chasing a bug.
Okay. Anyway.
She asked me to hit her. I tried, and she pinned me to the ground. Some of the other students thought it was unfair because she had pinned a one-armed man. So she offered to do it with both of her hands tied behind her back. I accepted. So she tied her own hands behind her back and then did it again. She offered to do it blindfolded, and by that time I had learned my. She's been a valuable resource ever since.
Kind of glad I missed her at my stint there.
I thought you were at the other one.
Oh, sorry, that was this. Oh, that makes way more sense. Yeah, she's nothing like my professors.
Yes, Hardright was very enlightening. The battalion was a different experience. I'm not sure which I use more. I think we can fade out on that.
Sounds pretty good. Cool. So yeah, on top of each of your individual little stories, you guys have had just some you've still been working at the constabulary. Nothing as exciting has come up as when you were sent on the mission over to the island. There's been some other interesting stuff happening in the city lately. There's been some earthquakes in the city, which seems a bit strange. There's not been really a history of that before. So people are kind of have wild speculations ranging to all sorts of different theories. There's been a couple stints of terrorism from an individual referred to as Gale, who's been kind of getting in the way of the production. She's working for the Unseen Court, and has a.
Is that G-I-L or G-A-L-E?
G-A-L-E. Kind of disrupting some of the factory work as the technology versus tradition debate rages on. So you guys are actually, I guess there's some nice box text here, so let's just run through that. 40 years ago, the city of Flint was a second-tier port, mostly a haven for fishermen and loggers, still struggling to overcome the stigma having once been the domain of a perilous coven of witches. Flint was prosperous, but played little role in Rosseria affairs. Then the Third Urso War ended, and the new king declared Flint would be his nation's seat of industry. Mines in the Anthros Mountains poured iron and coal downriver to Flint's harbors. Old forests within the city limits were cleared out and factories erected in their place to build guns, refine alchemicals, and forge steel rails and train cars. Thousands of immigrants and gold-seeking villagers crowded into shabby flophouses and tenements around the factories. When those were filled, they built new slums on the side of the city's steep hills. Smoke and soot poured forth from factories, and criminal elements took root beneath the clouds, growing strong and feeding on the desperation of a new population of workers, prostitutes, and orphans. In places, Flint's historical beauty still endures. In the Governor's Island Mansion Fortress, high atop the haunted Cauldron Hill, deep in the breeze swaying branches of the cloudwood on the bayou plantations of the Pine Island, to the west of Pine Island. And the confluence of people from so many stations has inspired great art and technological innovation, but cracks between competing groups are straining the peace, and it would take are a few disasters to drive the city apart. It's just before 11 a.m. on the first day of summer. You're at your main office at the Rasuri Homeland Constabulary going over leads on the Gale investigation when your superior, Assistant Chief Inspector Stover Delft, that's good, it's up here, comes in and interviews you. So you guys can add notes to this stuff. Time for some field work, constables. We just received a delightful report about a perfect lead for you. Young woman, identity unknown, jumps out a fourth-floor window at the Denoran consulate, impales herself on the spires of the compound fence, perishes. Technically, half of her is in our jurisdiction, which is good for you because the fence she landed on was 40 feet from the window, apparently. Seems like our young victim thought she could fly. Name was Nilasa Hume. I don't know too many more details besides that. We got
Where was it that she fell again? I didn't write it down.
The Denoran consulate.
Okay. I'm listening. I'll be right back though. I just need to find a pen.
Are we to investigate and arrest the guilty party, or are we here to?
Well, we don't know who the guilty party is. That's what you're sending you in to find out. Pretty much all we know at this point is that her body was found on the gate. They're dragging their feet about letting the normal cops in, so that's why we're sending you in, since this is technically an international incident.
Understood. It was at the Denoran consulate, yes?
Yep.
Is Minister Laya involved in this?
Nah, she's back in Dinar.
Getting ready for her wedding.
Still a couple months before that, but
it takes much time.
I would imagine for a royal wedding in particular.
A royal wedding?
Right. Like 2 months? It's like you're basically out of time, my friend.
Sorry, I should have mentioned this sooner. I wanted to give you each a point of inspiration for your downtime activities.
Woo! I love being inspired. Pretty sure there's a place to park that on my character sheet. I'm just gonna find it real quick. Give me a minute. Found it.
I actually accidentally clicked it earlier, and I was like, no, I don't have inspiration. That's not a thing. But now I do.
Oh, and our map actually has the Denoran consulate marked here as number 8.
Oh, this map is different than the one in the player's guide.
Yes. This one is specific for this adventure, I believe.
It's very similar. The only difference is that it also has Alchemy Row and the Denoran consulate. But still.
Actually, oh, wait, this one has even more. That one I made a handout.
Oh. Yeah, that has a lot more, in fact. This is good. I like this. Love information.
The quality
it even has an abandoned
good,
church list.
All right. Anyone? You're also you get your stipend. It's stipend day.
Woo!
Hooray!
I like
Yeah,
that.
payday.
/ salary. Guys get 2,500 gold. Or no, sorry,
I was gonna say that's
1,500 gold.
okay.
A lot.
Still a lot.
Hey,
To split between us or each?
Each.
hey, I was short 73 gold pieces on my training. Can I have gotten an advance of 73 gold pieces?
Yeah, sure.
Cool, thanks.
One of us could have loaned you some money.
Yeah, that's
I mean-
not an issue.
Yeah, Il Fairy gave loaned me some gold pieces, and I pay him back.
Plus 5,000% interest.
I was a smuggler. I know what interest is.
So I own my own place. I want to invest some of that money because I have a lot of money from last time too. In expanding my home and adding another room.
I'm just gonna take over this neighbor's house.
Well, I figure it's in a wider open area because I wanted a house that I can like see
Yeah.
the sky when I'm sleeping.
Sure.
I'm guessing your house is like out in the Nettles, right? Or not that far
Or
out.
Cloudwood, or I don't know how far away you want to
yeah,
be.
probably in Cloudwood.
I
Actually.
mean, it takes.
Oh, okay, all the way out there. All right.
It does take about an hour to go from district to district. So depending on how long you want your commute to be,
I can glide some of it. Like it's.
or you can
fine.
take a carriage, which takes about half an hour to go. But just to give you an idea of scale for the city.
Mhm.
So I have a feeling that this is going to come up. I have a background feature that I think will be relevant here.
It will.
Yeah. So I have the. I'm trying to actually find it on my character sheet so that I can read exactly what it is.
It's
and
the
it's
one
not-
where you can move through cities at half speed. Or, I mean, half
Double
time.
speed. Yeah. I'm just trying. Here it is. All right. Yeah. Features city secrets. You know the secret patterns and flow to cities, and can find passages through urban sprawl that others would miss. When you are not in combat, you and companions you leave can travel between any two locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow. So I would imagine that that would work in like Central District and maybe Bosom Strand in the North Shore, but probably not anywhere
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. So yeah, normally it would take you guys about 2 hours by foot to get to the North Shore from Central. But with Zeodor, he knows some shortcuts and he can get you there in an hour.
Cool.
I have had to get to the North Shore from Central in an hour a couple of times.
Early summer morning is warm and muggy. A foul breeze blows a cloak of smog over the normally clear sky North Shore district. The street that runs past the consulate has no buildings on the opposite side, just a beach. But 4 Flint police officers are trying to block off access to gawkers. A black coroner's carriage waits outside the consulate gate. The back door is open, and the driver sits on the slab where the dead body should go, looking bored.
All right, so you said there are Denoran guards?
No, Flint.
Flint guards. Okay,
Flint
so there's
police.
Flint guards, Flint police keeping onlookers away,
Mm-hmm.
and the driver is on the slab. Did I miss? Did you say where the body is? Is the body still?
There's
on the
no.
fence?
The body's not on the fence, and the body's not in the hearse.
Okay.
Body boys.
Yeah. As you guys walk up to, or the normal cops spot you, and they're um, lieutenant comes up to you guys. Uh, we responded to some panicked witnesses, and by the time our first men got here, the Denorans had taken the victim off the fence and carried her inside. But everyone had pretty much the same story. They heard gunshots, saw a woman jump out the window, and saw her land on the fence. One scoundrel apparently stole stuff off her body and ran out as she was bleeding. The Denorans wouldn't let us inside. I told them you'd be showing up, and they said that and they said they wouldn't get rid of the body. The guy you want to talk to is the security chief, Julian Labrie. You can enter the investigation from here without my men, right? I've got better things to do than sit around in another hour while the special constables drink up the hospitality of the Denorans.
Did you get a description of the men who stole things in Randolph?
Nah, you ought to talk to the security chief.
Thank you for your help.
The ground trembles beneath your feet, and the crowd grumbles at yet another of the odd tremors that have been going on for the past few weeks. Out of the corner of your eye, you see a ceiling tile from the roof of the consulate shatter on the ground.
There. Can I look to see if I can find the spot where she?
Yeah, it's actually pretty obvious. There's some cleaning people who are like scrubbing at the viscera.
I go try to determine what evidence I can from that.
Sure.
Looking at the fence and the window, like how fast she must be going, or
Yeah. So yeah, the fence is a pretty good distance from the window, about 40 feet. You see the broken window up on the fourth floor. There's still some blood around the spot where she obviously landed. And as you are kind of looking it over, a man comes out to speak with you. I think sure.
one more quick question before we get to that. The window she went out of looked broken or
broken. Constables, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am Consulate Security Chief Julian Labrie.
Pleasure to meet you.
Please, if you'll join me inside, I will explain to you what happened here.
Sounds good.
I follow him inside.
This is a mess. I took a diplomatic post to avoid seeing blood and death anymore. It has our people shaken up. None of them ever saw war, and so I hope you can take the woman's body and go quickly. Better for everyone, I think, if the consular doesn't have to be bothered. He has more important things on his mind than burglary. We have treaty negotiations, trade contracts, and you don't want powerful men thinking about death when they're deciding fates, you know? The woman went by the name Nilasa Hume. That's Nilasahume.
I was really
can
close.
you spell it one more time?
Nilasa. Last name Hume.
I added an extra S, but I was real freaking close.
She's been here a few times these past few months. Seems nice enough. She brought us breakfast this morning. One of our security personnel, Braden, was dating her. She used him to case the building and must have overheard someone talking about upstairs. I noticed she slipped out while everyone was eating the food she brought. A hunch led me upstairs, and I found her slipping gold forks and spoons into her pockets. Labrie pulls out a small padded bag and pulls a tiny ceramic egg, beautifully decorated with gems and gold. She had this. It's worth thousands, and we had it sitting on display. I saw her, drew my pistol. She ran. I realized she was about to jump out the window. I thought she was trying to kill herself, so I fired at her in the leg. Then she jumped, flew straight through the glass. Now I'm thinking she's about to escape, so I reload and shoot her in the back. That's when she fell. It all happened within the consulate grounds. I'm within my rights and have taken these actions. Though I wish I hadn't had to.
Can I roll an insight on his confession?
Sure.
Can I get the name of her boyfriend?
Braden.
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 I got a 9.
Okay.
Fortunately, I rolled low.
He's,
Yeah, I also got a 9.
he seems sincere.
Is this Braden? Is he present?
Yes, he's here.
Obviously, we would like to talk to him. I understand he is shaken up, but
Also, as you're walking in, he introduces Tia Judo, the who he introduces as the secretary. She watches you as you come in. He gives her a sidelong look, and she goes back to work. We're all professionals here. It would help me if you can take the body and leave quickly.
we will have
Sorry.
to examine.
What did he say that he caught her stealing again?
Golden silverware and some sort of like gemmed egg.
Like a Fabergé egg. Yeah.
And she was shot in the leg and the back.
According to his story, yeah. First in the leg and then the back. And supposedly, when he shot her in the back, that's when she fell.
But she was already out of the window by that time.
Yeah, and flying.
Go see this window. Jumped from.
Yeah, we can go there first. I can escort you upstairs, but unfortunately we have private matters that I must escort you at all times.
That's fine.
Understood, as long as you don't interfere with our investigation.
He leads you up. Wish they had like a map of this. Okay, so there's a hall upstairs. A gallery. Where you see the broken window. And there's a door leading to an office.
Is there any blood on the ground?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is there blood splatter?
Give me a perception check.
Sure. 16.
Could it be investigation?
This one's just a perception, but Ilferi.
18.
Okay, and you as well. Notice in the gallery where she jumped out the window, there you can tell there was a rug that's been moved, and there are blood stains underneath.
Underneath the rug?
Yeah, like they moved a rug to in front of where the like right in front of the window, and they're covering it up, the blood with a rug.
Oh, okay. So there's
Yeah.
like little smears off to the side of the rug.
Yeah.
No, that like
I'm gonna.
Like you pick it up and
Yeah, like
underneath
we
you
pick
see
up
blood.
the rug
Yeah.
and there's blood.
Okay.
They
I
are
wasn't sure if we.
Yeah, they don't want blood all over the place. They're trying to cover it as best they can at the moment.
Yeah, no, I just didn't realize that we had
Yes.
taken the initiative to lift up the rug. Gotcha.
Does it seem like an obscene amount of blood or like a reasonable amount of blood?
I mean it looks like about what you would expect from someone getting shot.
I want to check on um on the things she was supposedly stealing. I know obviously the egg has been
Oh,
moved.
sorry. Just one sec. I wanted to follow up on Jack's question.
Oh, sorry.
Because I didn't realize they had a bit here. If somebody wants to give me a medicine check.
Sure.
I think I'm good at
6.
I mean,
13.
I can give it a roll. Oh, hey, 19.
Okay, Jack and Zeodor, you actually the bloodstain is consistent with what would be more like a slashing attack that flicked blood sideways, not a gunshot.
Note that down for later.
And then Zeodor, you're asking about what the
Yeah, I
something
want
else.
to take a look at the. She was supposedly stealing the Fabergé egg and silverware.
Yeah.
So I want to take a look at the silverware, see if there was anything suspicious about it, like there being more valuable items to buy, or
Yeah. What kind of room are we in?
It's a gallery. Like there's some art. There's like some like just like shelves with displays. Like it looks like this isn't a place where they normally like people aren't publicly allowed up here.
Right.
There's one office door that has like the this is like counselor's office on it, and it seems
Right.
like this is just kind of an entryway to there.
But yeah, I also wanted to see if any of it seemed out of place or anything like that.
Okay. Give me investigation.
Okay, I rolled that before I rolled the other thing.
Yeah.
So that's 22.
Yeah, I mean it looks like if someone were to grab something valuable in a short amount of time from up here, that would be the most obvious thing.
Okay. Something valuable and portable, because I'm guessing a lot of the art is like in big frame thing.
Exactly.
I would like to cast Detect Magic in the area, if that's cool.
Okay.
Trying to. Let me bring up the spell really quick. Okay, good. Okay, so it lasts for 10 minutes, and it's a 30-foot radius around me.
Okay.
So
good.
I take 10 minutes to cast it, because I have to cast it as a ritual.
Yeah, so you can start on that while everyone else is poking around, and nothing's.
I need to grab some ibuprofen. I'll be right back.
Nothing. You don't detect really any auras up here, aside from just kind of normal air fluctuations. Like there aren't any spells that have been cast recently here. There aren't any continuous spells here.
Okay.
But I'll keep in mind that you have it for the next little bit.
10 minutes. I want to look out of the window from where we are at.
Yeah, the window, the broken window.
Yeah.
Okay. You see the fence about 40 feet away.
Mhm.
It looks further than, like, to you it's probably not that intimidating because of, you're a bird and you could probably soar that distance, I believe. But I guess I don't know if it was mentioned, but she is an elf, so
Mhm.
doesn't have any wings.
Yeah. But somehow was flying because it's 40 feet out. You said.
Yep. Or something. She didn't just
Maybe.
jump out a window.
Maybe she had my
Yeah.
token of Featherfall.
Yeah.
Does the glass of the window look to be shattered out
Yep.
or in?
Out.
Good. As it should be.
Does the glass have any blood on it?
Well, most of the glass is outside.
But
I just
the
mean
shards
like
that
what
remain-
the shards that remain in the frame.
Yeah, there's a little bit of blood on the, like, it looks like somebody crashed through it.
Okay. So we still need to talk to Devin, or that's not his name, is it?
Brayden.
Brayden.
And
we need to examine the
We
body.
need to get
look
the
at
body. You guys have kind of already caught Julian in a lie.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
need more.
Yeah,
We're not
evidence
accusing
first.
anyone of anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go talk to
I think you
Brayden.
go to the body first before
Yeah,
they
I'd also
can do
like to go see
anything
the
to.
body.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think they'll kill Brayden to cover this up, but they might fuck with the body. She's
Yeah,
already
I'm
dead.
just concerned that they're gonna want to make us leave once we get to the body.
Well, that's
like-
fine. We can subpoena Brayden. I don't know.
We can. They can want a lot of things, but we're here to do an
Yeah,
investigation.
All right.
They're not right now willing to go against the RHC on this.
You mean the Royal Homeland Constabulary?
I
Yeah.
do mean the Royal Hamlet's Constabulary.
Larry. All right, so you guys, Labrie leads you back down. He takes you to it's in like a security, or like in a storage closet where they've got her for right now. And I guess I got a picture of her body.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, there you go.
I have a dead body. Yep, okay.
Oh man, she fell so hard she turned into a watercolor.
All right, so yeah, we've got a couple different types of checks you can make here.
Holy shit, should we shot 3 times in the
No,
back?
that's the
That's where
fence.
she-
The gate.
that's where she-
Oh!
Those
Oh,
would be
that's-
big bullet holes. Big
Yeah.
bullets.
That's kind of why I was like, holy shit. That also
No,
seemed...
part of me wonders.
I am good in hollow points.
I would like to immediately examine her leg.
Okay. Before that, since James still has the
Sure.
detect magic, I'm gonna go ahead and say he passes these checks. There's a couple lingering magical auras on her, and she recently did use magic that allowed her to fly, but she does not have any innate casting ability. And you can also detect some illusion magic in her blood, implying that she consumed an elixir or a potion. And healing and necromantic energy was used on her face and her head. You want to examine the leg wound?
Yes.
All right, give me Perception or medicine.
Can we all do that, or
Yeah.
just her?
Yeah. Let me know
I
what
have
you're
a
doing.
We're
13
identical.
perception.
16.
On which?
Either. They're the same.
18.
I was going for medicine.
Okay. So the leg wound was non-threatening. The other shot entered her back and pierced her lung. The bullets have been extracted, and there's a wound on her scalp that seems to be caused by some. No, actually,
Oh,
it has a tint of necromantic energy about it.
it
Um,
doesn't seem recent.
yes. Jack, did you say an 18 perception?
18%.
All right. There are glass wounds on her arms, 2 fence punctures on her abdomen, gunshot to her back left thigh and shoulder, and an unusual wound on her scalp. In her pocket, you find a bail certificate from the Parody Lake Police Station. Bail certificate. Says she was picked up in a contraband raid recently, but released on bail, paid by one Heward Sechem. And you would know she's required to carry the certificate until her trial in a few days. You also find in the pocket a receipt for a purchase of 12 items with abbreviated names you don't understand. Have notes of 16 drams or 48 drams, totaled at a value of 2,450 gold, signed by DW. And on the back, in different handwriting, says Silvo Dion Feldman Family Wharf. I'm gonna type that out in the Roll20 chat. And you also find a hidden pocket in her bodice with an empty elixir vial. If somebody wants to give me an Arcana check.
I'll do it.
Sure. Does my detect magic get anything on it?
You can have advantage.
Okay, cool.
I got a 19.
I
Or sorry,
have
17.
16.
I got a 21.
All right. You can all tell that this is a elixir of invisibility, and a pretty strong one. Strong enough to be considered contraband, or to be, you know. Invisibility potions that last more than a couple seconds are illegal
Sure.
Gotcha.
without proper permits and whatnot.
Because they're very easily used for thievery.
What? Who would do that? Steal from other people?
That's very suspicious. Because according to the story, she wouldn't have needed it. That's
Well, according to the story, she shouldn't have even been seen, like, leaving. So how did someone not only know to come up there, but to know where to cut her and then shoot her.
Well, I mean, according to Security Chief Julian's story, she wasn't invisible.
Right. That's what I mean. I think we're saying the same thing, just from opposite perspectives. Like, she should have been invisible the whole time.
I mean,
Um,
maybe.
Can I look
Depends
more
on when she drank
closely at
the
that
potion.
head wound?
Yeah. Give me a medicine check.
Natural 20. So
All right.
total of 22.
The depth of the gunshot wounds indicate they came from over 30 feet away, and her face shows signs of post-mortem regeneration, creating healthy flesh along the path of 4 parallel slashes.
I'd like to take a look at her, like, wounds from the gate. The orientation is striking me as weird.
That might just be some artistic licensing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the
Uh,
art also shows 3 wounds when the description said 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't read into that.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely would have expected them to be, like, side by side.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
struck
she
me
also
as
has,
odd
like,
as
a
well.
Perfect 90-degree angle to the fence. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would suspect
there-
that they would actually be
Is there
diagonal.
anything to inspect with those wounds at all?
The wounds from the fence.
Yeah.
It looks like she was impaled.
Okay. And from the front, or can I tell if she, like, fell face first or back first?
Head first.
Okay. Let's see. We took a look at her leg, took a look at her head. There's
Does it look
necromantic.
Does it look like she died from the gunshot or the fence? Or is it hard to tell?
Give me a medicine check.
Out of character, I think she died of whatever happened to her face.
That's a 5. I have no idea.
Yeah, they seem to both be definitely contributing factors.
Okay. So it seems like she was actively bleeding from both.
Yeah.
We're being tailed by Tia, right?
By Security Chief Julian.
Tia is the secretary.
Oh, okay. So Julian is the one following us.
Yes.
Who retrieved this body?
Um, um, the house clerk, Bartide Giannis. I can give you their home address, but they have been sent home for the day after having dealt with such a dramatic morning.
Understandable.
And how long has the body been here since the incident?
The incident happened at about 10 o'clock this morning.
What time is it now?
It is about noon. You got word at 11 and it took you about an hour to get here.
Okay. So an hour or 2 to make the changes to the body that we've noticed. And where's
state the body was brought in, or did Eric do it?
I don't know specifically. This is the only state that I've seen the body in, I believe.
And where's the gunshot on her leg? Looks like she was slashed, not shot.
I mean, I thought it did.
No,
look
there's a
like
gunshot on her leg. It's on the
Yeah.
back of her left thigh.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, my bad. I thought there was a slash and not a gunshot.
No,
There's a gunshot.
Okay.
You saw blood patterns that looked like a slash, but there is a gunshot.
Oh.
And there's no slash on her leg, right? The only
Nope.
slashes we've seen were the ones on her face.
Yep.
That have been healed over.
Ask him. Sure.
Let's go talk to Brayden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. We should talk to him before he leaves.
Can we take 5 real quick?
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll talk to Brayden after this break.
Ba-da-da-da.
After these messages.
All right, we're back.
I'll have you know that George Clooney sits in a day and he's cool.
All right, so you guys have gotten about everything you can out of examining the body of the deceased elf. So I think you're going to move on to talking to the staff.
Oh, I guess we did determine she is an elf, like, while examining her body, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure that we didn't get lied to about that, too.
I mean, yeah, she looks like an elf, and she doesn't have any innate casting.
She's
so
actually a dragonborn.
She looks like an elf. She talks like a. Ooh.
Okay. You want to talk to
Brayden.
Brayden?
The boyfriend.
Okay. Bit on.
There's nothing. They didn't expect us to talk to the boyfriend of the dead woman.
Yeah, right. No, it's just things are organized in a weird way. Is all.
He's a throwaway. He doesn't even have a picture.
No, he doesn't.
That's true. Most of the people in this consulate are dead.
Because there's only two people that you had pictures of.
There's only
We're
one
gonna walk
person
out
we
the
have
door and
pictures
it's just
of.
gonna fucking explode.
There's two on the screen.
I only see consular, the Jury Chief Julian.
And the dead woman.
She is literally dead.
Right. So there's only two people, and one of them's dead.
And everyone else is dead.
If not now, then later.
All right. Sad lib some of this.
Oh man! Now I kind of want to play. What are those people that keep getting reincarnated?
Oh, the
Deva?
Devas.
Yes, I kind of want to play a Deva who keeps having existential crises about everyone else's mortality.
No, but if you die, you don't come back. Oh God!
You're going to die someday. I mean, like maybe not now, but like someday you're going to die, and you're just gonna stop.
All right. So you guys track down Brayden Sarkin, a thick-jawed guard at the consulate. Can I tell anything more to try to figure out who did this to her?
Yeah, start from scratch because we haven't heard yet.
How'd you meet her?
Maybe not
Well-
that far stretch.
No, I think
We-
that's a good place to start.
Well, we both used to hang out at the Thinking Man's Tavern over in district is
That already sounds dreadful. Go on.
in Bosom Strand. We've been seeing each other for a couple weeks now. She likes to bring breakfast to me here at work. This morning she brought in some delicious I can't pronounce this word. Brigaderoux. Does that sound like anything to anyone?
I mean, I can't. I have to
Brigaderoux.
see the.
Brigadeiro.
It looks like little chocolate balls.
Huh.
It's a Brazilian dessert.
Yeah. Well, she brought some of those in.
For
Um,
breakfast.
Chocolate balls.
She made coffee and brought in chocolates for us.
Brigadero.
Yeah.
She brought
And then
chocolates and coffees.
as we were all having breakfast, I noticed that she was gone 1 minute, and then I heard a gunshot upstairs. And well, I think you know what happened from there.
Are you telling me you've been dating for 3 weeks and you weren't all doughy-eyed and watching her constantly and seeing how she eats her food and all that
Oh.
stuff.
I don't know. I just was having some coffee and
Graydon, tell me, whose idea was it for her to start bringing you breakfast? Yours or hers?
hers. She doesn't have like strict working hours like I do, so it's easier for her to come and see me at breakfast. It's been a nice little thing the last couple of weeks.
What did she do for a living?
Oh, she worked for her adopted father at the alchemy lab. Heward Setchum.
Oh, we already have that note,
Yeah, we.
but now we have some
We know
context.
the name. We know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's what I was saying. Now we have context.
And that what was the name? The family wharf. Is that the?
Yeah,
Feldman.
And did she
Those are
tell
two
you
different
about-
notes that had
Yes.
those two.
Oh,
names.
right. Gotcha. Yeah. All right.
And did he tell you, or
Really loud.
I'm fixing it.
Did she be telling you that she'd be stealing anything from here? Were you in on it?
No, I didn't know she was stealing anything.
Insight. If that's cool.
Yeah, sure.
That's a 12.
Yeah, he seems sincere. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
You said you've been dating for how long exactly?
I guess it'd be 3 weeks next Tuesday, or whatever
And-
days are in this world.
It can be Tuesday. Makes life easier.
I think there
Everyone-
actually are days.
I don't
I'm
care.
sure there
Yeah.
are.
Whatever.
It's fine.
I love the world building and knowing the
Sure.
days and shit, but no one
Sure.
remembers the fucking days when you try and tell it to them. And so
Exactly.
I just stopped. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
Nope. that's not Monday.
One thing
It's
I
a week.
One thing of note in this world is that they don't have months; they just have seasons. So it's just like 10 spring, 31 spring, 46 spring.
Yeah, it's Harvest Moon.
I was going to say it's like Tennessee, where we were in the 71st of July there for a while.
So you had been dating for what, a week when she started bringing you breakfast here at the consulate?
Yeah, I guess something like that. Kind of just like scratches it, like he had never really thought of it as weird before now, kind of thing.
How public are you about your job here? How many people know that you work here?
I don't know. I talk about it sometimes with my pals or whatever.
I think
It's
you
not
being
great work, but I mean, most of the day it's just standing outside and watching for people coming in, important lords coming to get papers, whatever. I don't really know what goes on in here.
I think you should maybe get to know someone a little better before you start inviting them to your work.
Huh?
Did
For
you?
future reference, so that maybe your girlfriend doesn't try to steal stuff and also get murdered.
Did he tell us where the alchemy lab is?
Um,
Because he said her father works at the alchemy lab, but did he tell us where that is?
I would guess it's
Yeah.
on what, Alchemy Row? There's like a whole place called that in the
yeah.
North Shore.
Faraday Lake District. It's called I think it's just called Setchum's Alchemy something.
Okay, we will.
I'm
Yes.
very sorry for your loss. Could you
Oh,
run me through?
thanks.
You said you didn't notice she was gone, and then you heard gunshots.
Yeah.
But then what happened next? What did you hear next?
Well, we were all down here, eating the chocolates, and then I heard, well, there were two gunshots,
Okay.
one after the other, and then, we heard a scream outside. We all rushed out, and that's
Did
when
you ever hear the window shatter?
I don't think we could hear it from where we were.
But you could hear the gunshots?
Guess so.
Ones are loud.
Yeah, but so is the smashing window when a woman throws herself through it.
You are
That's a good
like,
point.
you're not like the room that you're in is towards the back of the building, and the window is at the front.
Also, like 4 floors.
Right, so you can hear the gunshots, but you can't hear the.
Yeah, glass breaking is not as loud as a gun.
I know, I'm just saying.
And what be you doing when you hear the gunshot? Not just the going outside part.
Oh, that is what I did, though.
That's it? Gunshots and you run outside?
Well,
Yeah, what's your job here? Isn't it security? Shouldn't you have been checking on the console?
I guess so. It's just everybody panicked, and we didn't know what was going on.
I mean this with all due respect. Consular probably needs better body.
I think this man is a dullard.
A what?
I feel like you should. I feel like you were hired to act calm under pressure, and you completely botched that.
I don't think we are going to get anything more out of him. We could continue insulting his quality as his job, but I don't know that that's valuable.
How long? Like, she dropped off breakfast, and how long were you eating before gunshots?
I don't know, a couple minutes.
How long does it take for us to get from here to the top floor? I mean, to that floor, rather.
That's a good point.
like,
We did just walk that in reverse.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a couple minutes. I mean, it's 4 flights up. They're like in a kind of like a staff break kitchen room in the back of the building. So you like walk back out into the main area and then climb up 4 flights or 3 flights of stairs, I guess. Couple minutes.
Okay. And if we were running, it would be faster.
The security guy, Bree, is with us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the Bree, you told us earlier when we first got here that she brought you guys breakfast. Have some too?
No, I was busy with some other work when she brought it in.
That's right.
And where were you in the building?
I was up in my office.
Which is where?
2nd floor.
So, how'd you get up to the 4th floor?
I went up to the
Right, what brought you to the 4th floor? Is character suspicious, or does DM need to turn a page?
It's both. It's turning to the lies page.
For lies.
No, you gotta have your facts page and your alternative facts page.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Your news page and your fake news.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna back up a little bit. That's all right. I noticed that the staff was enjoying their breakfast, and when I asked who had brought it, they mentioned Nilasa, but she wasn't anywhere to be seen, so I went looking around, and that's when I found her upstairs.
Went straight upstairs to look for her.
Well,
Is there like a bathroom on the first floor? Maybe she went to the bathroom.
How long did it take you to find her?
long enough for her to grab some silverware.
If you could estimate for me.
5 minutes.
It took you 5 minutes to search the building?
It took me 5 minutes to suspect that she was missing and jump to the conclusion that she could be up on the counselor's floor.
I see.
I don't trust this man. Can I incite him again?
Yeah.
I got a 12.
Yeah, sorry. I wanted to decide if I believed him or not.
I do have a passive insight of 15. I don't know if that's relevant or not, though.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
May I also roll an insight check on him?
Sure.
I also have a passive insight of 15.
Alright.
I do not have those things, but I am asking active questions. Ooh, 21 total.
He is following orders he doesn't agree with. Is kind of the feeling you get from it.
Right, okay. Found her on the 4th floor. He shot her. Was the counselor in his office?
No, he was not at the time.
Where is he now?
He is here. He is a very busy man.
Yeah, and someone died on his premises.
I'm sure he'd be understanding of us, making sure that he's all right, mental health state and all that. Make sure that there's not a deeper conspiracy going on, right?
Well, and also, if he wasn't in his office, maybe there's stuff in there that was missing. It's really important that we find out. Especially since someone...
Are you saying that out loud?
Told us, yeah, especially since someone told us that the body was looted.
We already...
Partially.
We already secured the office. It was locked tight, and the lock was not tampered with. We are certain she did not get access there.
She also flew, so maybe we should talk to the consular.
I will see if I can get him for you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna turn back to... I keep forgetting his name.
Brayden.
Brayden,
yeah,
the
Damien,
boyfriend?
whatever.
Damien.
Turn back
It's
to
all
boyfriend.
for you, Damien.
How long have you been working here, by chance?
4 weeks.
Probably not too far off from that.
File not found. Abort, retry, fail.
How long you been spreading your incompetence around this place?
It's like, I don't think he did it because I think he's an idiot.
It's true. He is.
Man is either an idiot or a mastermind.
2 months.
How did you get this job?
Well,
Nepotism.
my buddy Dave was working here as a guard, and he said it's really cushy. So like, I just figured, got like the build for it, and I could just, just stand outside a door and look intimidating. That's what he said all the job was, and until today, that's all it was.
Who be hiring you in the
The
first place?
Consulate?
Ilferi is just going to like rebuild this consulate from the ground up. Your hiring is terrible. I'm going to fix it. Look, as a pirate, I know a thing or two about hiring.
Look, hierarchies are.
We
very
really need a new HR team here. Just
I think I got the right guy for that job. And by guy, I mean a plant, and he's very smart.
probably smarter than Braden.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. What was the name of the person that brought in the body? Is that person in the room with us?
No, they
No,
are not
at
here.
home. That was the
Right,
cleric.
right.
Alright,
That was-
we're gonna have to go question him later.
His
Yep.
Was it
name,
house clerk or house cleric?
Cleric.
Cleric.
cleric. Bartide Giannis went home about an hour ago.
Yep.
The rest of the staff is also in here.
Yeah.
I'm going to. We don't need to do everyone, but I'm going to get statements from them. I'm just going to ask them simply how long were they eating breakfast before they heard the gunshots.
Okay.
I want to see what kind of answers we get.
Okay, give me a persuasion check.
Sure thing. Put my dice away during the break. It's 12. Not very persuasive.
Yeah. You kind of get matching stories that it was only a couple minutes between her coming in. She had the coffee and the chocolates, and everybody kind of swarmed them. We're just kind of like enjoying it, not really paying attention to things. Give me or what's your passive insight?
13.
Everybody seems oddly upbeat though.
I also want to ask if any of them spoke to Julian before the incident, Security Chief Julian, and if so, how long it was between speaking to Julian and the gunshots.
One person mentions like seeing him like in there before, like as the chocolates were brought in, but like they don't remember him sticking around for very long after that. People in general, they say that they liked Nalasa. Like she'd been hanging around there a good bit. And then like several of them, like as they're thinking about her, like, I wonder if there's any more of those chocolates. Just like a consistent like trailing off between like
Are
3
there
or 4
any
people.
more of those chocolates?
Yeah.
Because I would like Ilferi to examine these chocolates.
Yeah.
All right.
I was about to say the same thing when they started like thinking about chocolates when a murder has happened.
And being oddly upbeat. I'm not sure if this is magical or some kind of toxin, but
Chocolates of calm emotions.
Investigation, medicine, perception.
Investigation.
I'll do investigation.
Perception.
Roll a 3. I don't get anywhere.
I'm gonna give myself the Sky Seer's blessing for
I got
my
5
next
for
skill
medicine.
check. So, my Sky Seer's blessing rolled me a 19. I will keep that 19, so I have a total of 24 perception.
Okay.
I got a 14 investigation.
Okay. You find the box. There's still a couple left in there. The box that it came in has an ink stamp on the side saying that it came from the Thinking Man's Tavern. And Zeodore and Mina noticed that they were dusted with Fey pepper.
Ah, we are taking this box and no one is eating more.
Which has
I know Fey
effects similar
pepper-
to ecstasy.
Oh. I was
They
like, I
all
know
got-
Fey pepper's a drug, but I couldn't remember what it did.
That's a lot of there.
They all just dropped E accidentally.
No, they were all dosed with E. Those are two very different things.
True.
Any magical effects going on with the box, or is it just Fey pepper?
No, just yep, just that.
Yeah, this is being confiscated as evidence.
Yep.
Also, as you're talking to the various staff, the secretary Tia mentions that she saw Nilasa speaking with a foreign doctor in the lobby
Foreign doctor.
when she came in the morning.
Interesting. Could she be more specific about the foreigner?
Yeah, she runs to her desk and she pulls up his file, which has his a temporary, or it has his hotel address where he's staying.
Got it. And his name, I assume?
Dr. Wolfgang von Recklinghausen.
Wolfgang von Recklinghausen. That's a hell of a name.
Wolfgang Homewrecker.
Quick little side story. I have a friend who was pregnant, like her kid's about 3 now, but at the time she and her husband were in like a heated battle as to whether or not that kid was going to be named Wolfgang.
I
Who
like
won?
that name.
Which one was pro Wolfgang?
Well, his name's not Wolfgang.
Well, that's a shame. It sounds like the kid lost.
No, he's got a good name.
Which one was pro Wolfgang?
Dad. If the kid got a name that someone else wanted, the mom won.
So I mean, he got a good name out of it.
The dad never wins that argument.
I don't know. My mom wanted to name me Walker, and she lost that fight.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Walker matters.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Are chocolates vegetarian?
Vegetarian,
Yes.
yes. Vegan, no.
I'm not vegan. Just
Vegetarian, yes.
You're
Birds
not
have a
eating the
diet of-
faith pepper chocolate.
but why not?
We do
It's
not need
evidence.
we do not need a parrot with an ecstasy problem on the force.
And also, you don't eat evidence.
But why not?
It's evidence.
At the,
And also, it's dusted with drugs. No.
we done at the consulate.
No, I want to talk to
The consular.
Huh.
Yeah.
Boombox Prime in chat says that birds are not affected by peppers.
That's well, they're not
Yeah.
affected by capsaicin.
Yeah.
They're not captured by capsaicin.
I never knew that. TIL.
Yeah.
Also, if you feed a chicken enough peppers, their eggs, the albumin turns a pale red color and are slightly spicy.
Huh.
You have to feed them
TIL too.
basically pure peppers. There are specialty farms that do it, and the birds fucking love it.
All right. What else do you want to do here?
The consular. We want to speak with him.
Okay.
Huh, that's it.
And I might need to cast some magic spells on some.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I have
right.
the Fey pepper chocolates in my bag, and they are not going anywhere near Ilferi.
I'm not talking about the chocolates. I have charm person. It might be relevant here.
The counselor, it takes a little bit, like it might take an extra 20 minutes or so before he's comes to see you all. Yes, constables, I'm so glad that you were able to come and help us deal with this situation. I trust my staff has been most cooperative.
Yeah, anyone on Faye Pepper would be.
Sorry? I don't follow.
They've been ghost.
Endorsed? Wait, Faye Pepper.
Your guest brought in some chocolate. Faye Pepper.
Kept them all distracted.
Oh, I never did think it was a good idea to let that girl wander around. I think we'll definitely have to step up our security measures going forward. He says, kind of like looking over at Labrie, and like
I
nodding.
look directly at Braden and then look back to him. I agree.
I am willing to be a little bit more lenient with Braden right now because he's high as fuck.
Braden's like looking around, like, did anyone see where the chocolates went?
We don't know how long Braden has been getting dosed.
Base chocolates. You can open a bar.
Why don't you go outside and be intimidating like your job description?
Oh yeah, it's a good idea.
How do I do that?
So, sir, have you... Your office is on the floor. Yes?
Yes, it is.
It's right... I mean, it's through a door from where all of this happened.
Yes.
You absolutely made sure that everything in your office is where it should be, and
Yes, we've combed over everything in my office. Was our first thought as well. But I have a very nice reinforced lock that I got from a Dracarian craftsman, and it is impossible for a thief to get through.
they do excellent work. So you were not in your office when this happened?
No, I was seeing to a client elsewhere.
And so where were you at that time?
I was in one of the offices.
Right, which floor?
Why do you ask?
I'm just trying to figure out where everyone was in the building during all this.
We're,
Procedure, sir.
we're trying to establish a timeline.
Well, I was nowhere near the 4th floor.
That's
which floor were
very
you on?
vague.
I don't have a lot of time. If you ask some relevant questions, I can help you out with.
I'm
Did
gonna
you
cast
hear the
Magic
gunshots?
Spell.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear both of you.
You go first.
I'm gonna cast Charm Person on him.
Okay.
And I was asking him if he could hear the gunshots.
Save, right?
Yeah, Wisdom saving throw DC 13. He will regard me as a friendly acquaintance. I will have advantage on charisma based skills.
What
on
is
him.
his race?
He's human.
Oh yeah, elves are resistant to that. So
Yeah, that's why I asked.
yeah, that's fair.
He failed.
Okay. Yeah, my good friend. I understand your time is very valuable, but we just want to make sure that you're going to be safe here. Nothing else is going to go on. You understand, right?
Yes, of course.
So, where were you at the time of the murder around 10 a.m.?
I was meeting with a client in the basement.
Where? In the basement.
Thank you.
Okay.
And sorry, real.
What's up?
What is the concept?
Sorry, his name? You cut out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
My audio's getting real weird.
Methan Dunadria. Methan DU capital NADRIA.
And who be your client? Who was your client? I'm learning the proper B forms.
um a man named Gillian Creed.
And what it was your meeting for?
Yes, we gotta get that pep in your step. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Oh, and did he answer me about whether or not he heard the gunshots?
Assume you probably would be able to hear them from the basement. Gunshots are pretty loud. So yes.
Yep.
He wanted to check on the status of some factories.
And were you aware of I forgot her name already. Dead girl.
Nilasa human.
Nalasa. Yeah, were you aware she was coming today?
She comes most mornings.
And were you involved at all with the retrieval of her body or the how her body should be treated after recovery?
I arranged for Cleric to take her down.
Anything else?
Don't know what you mean.
Her body seems to have been healed post-mortem.
Yes.
Is that standard?
In this case.
What makes this case special?
No.
What?
Just thinking.
Oh, sorry.
We didn't want too many questions to arise.
How's that working out?
Well, was going fine.
For about 2 hours.
Until the professionals got on the scene.
Is there anything else that you need?
Final question. What were the slash marks on her face?
Honestly, I don't know.
I believe that.
Did she have them before she jumped? Actually, I guess that's more directed at Well, unless she had them on her face like past few days.
Right.
I'm got other work that I need to see to.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you for
no
your time.
problem. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Good friend.
All right.
For now.
Well, if you guys want to do any last minute things, or we can wrap up the investigation inside the consulate for now.
My final question was to Ilferi. How badly is that going to bite you in the ass?
He'll know, but, you know, it'll be fine.
Did just use magic on a foreign power.
But I didn't use friends.
Yeah, not the one that says, but then they hate you afterwards, so you should never use this.
He's simply aware that it happened.
Yeah.
And he'll feel about it how he feels about it.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
Next time. Well, maybe not even next time. Maybe it'll be a few times. Maybe it'll be a while. Who knows?
All right, so you guys good on this for now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we've got a lot of leads.
Yeah. That was actually my main concern when prepping for tonight, is like, there's like 5 different avenues they could go down here.
I feel good about what we found, though.
Yeah, no, we did some good investigation.
You did.
Yeah, I'm sure we missed something because of the way this book is written.
Sure, but I have 3 pages of notes, whereas for Ghost I have like 1.
You did a pretty
Very
good job
glad.
at finding most things.
Yeah, I'm very glad that like my normal spell prep includes Charm Person.
So come back tomorrow. Me and Catherine are going to be playing something.
Something.
Maybe
Ooh,
Sunless
something.
Sea? I don't know.
Something.
Can't wait for something.
October-y.
We'll play something spooky, because as usual, my October is over too fast, and I didn't even get to enjoy it.
Yeah,
But,
that's how it goes.
that's how it goes every year. But we'll do something fun.
Cool.
And then, are you on Thursday, Chris?
Yeah, I think I might switch it up some, or I might just do some more Magic Arena. I don't know. I wasn't really. I think I might want to play Sekiro on my own, not streamed.
That's fair.
And I need to figure out how to. Last time I played it, I spent about an hour dying to one boss, and I was just like, fuck it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, get ready. Me and Catherine are going to be playing Beyond Two Souls soon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that, actually.
David Cage time again.
Yeah.
My favorite time of the year.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You said Beyond Two Souls, and I heard Beyond Two Souls, but somehow my brain processed that as Two Worlds.
Two Worlds 2.
Well, Two Worlds is interesting because the speed run for it is 4 minutes long.
It's great.
Because-
have you not seen it, Chris? It's awesome.
It's amazing.
I feel like I
because the
might have
final-
at some point.
Just look it up. Don't tell him anything. Just look it
Okay,
up.
all right.
It's 5 minutes of your time well spent.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know what Two Worlds is.
It's a bad RPG.
Bad RPG that was
Okay.
picked up as the Oblivion Killer.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
know this.
terrible.
I know this run through.
It's so good.
All right, folks.
Everyone, chat. You haven't seen it? Do it.
We'll
Go
be
see it.
back next Monday with more Zeitgeist
Yay.
as our investigation continues. And
Bye.
yeah,
Bye.
see you guys later.
Bye.
Vote early and often for me.